This episode of Joe Genius is brought to you by Gorilla Glue and Squarespace. Oh, the shenanigans you see on the internet. Well, we get to the bottom of all this cool science right here on Revision 3's Joe Genius. Hello, everybody. It's me, Jonah Ray, bringing you another explosive episode of Joe Genius, the show where backyard science goes big time. And now, a class is in session. This episode is all about chemistry, the science of atoms and molecules at play.
Oh my God.
So get your goggles and grab your lab coat, because we gonna make us some potions.
Okay, this one doesn't have a source of ignition. It's just a mixture of boing and catalyzed by a drop of concentrated.
That dude's a science teacher. He knows chemistry can get explosive. You can't just start mixing stuff willy-nilly. Make sure you know what you're doing. Kids in your class will stop looking up to you and start throwing spitballs at your back. Again. You know, magic has no room on this show. It's all about science. So don't be fooled. Chris Angel isn't behind this next clip. It's pure chemistry. And a lot less creepy. First, it's called an iodine clock reaction. You start off with a solution of hydrogen peroxide and sulfuric acid, and then add in a solution of potassium iodide, sodium thiosulfate, and starch. The important thing is that there are two reactions occurring in the solution. Okay, let's back up and get to the science behind this. So stay with me, liberal arts majors. It's pretty awesome. The first reaction produces triiodide. That's 3 iodine atoms hanging out with an extra electron. At first, they all get sucked up with the other chemicals in the mix until all the sulfate runs out. Then you have extra triiodide floating around looking for something else to combine with, and it's the starch. And it just so happens that triiodide plus starch gives you that cool blue color. You know what else is cool? Money. So it's a good time to visit our sponsor, Gorilla Glue. Gorilla Glue for the toughest jobs on planet Earth. For more information, visit GorillaGlue.com or head to your local hardware store to check out all their amazing products for yourself. No Joe Genius toolbox is complete without it. Get a good chemical reaction going and you can transform just about anything. No, not your life, you loser. Like a candy cane.
Oh, marvelous.
That poor candy cane was inserted into potassium chlorate. When a few drops of sulfuric acid are introduced, the potassium chlorate breaks up to produce more sulfuric acid along with oxygen. For the sparkling finale, the sugar in the candy cane burns when exposed to the oxygen. Oh, and Joe Geniuses, feel free to throw in some gummy bears or gummy worms, your choice, not mine. And so we give this class the Joe Science Award for their excellent demonstration of this chemical reaction. Nice work, guys. Now go outside for once. You've earned it. Please, please go outside for once. Now our next experiment is straight out of a sci-fi movie, which is, you should know, my favorite kind of movie. Yeah, creepy. This is called Pharaoh's serpent, or snake, and rightly so. It's mercury thiocyanate decomposing because of heat. Okay, what is this? It's an empty water bottle. It's not doing anything right now, but think of it this way. It's like a portable laboratory for any Joe Genius. This Joe Genius is mixing up chlorine and milk.
What are you doing there, Paula?
Whoa, 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 stop the clip. Kid, there's less erotic ways to shake a bottle. Continue.
No, I own this watches.
Or how about some dry ice and water? That's the kind of thing that turns up the fun meter in class. Yes, be sure to always jump on explosives, kid.
Look. You're gonna shoot up and break your big open.
Oh, put it down.
Use your keys.
Close your window.
One leg.
Yeah, serves you right. Hey, but let's put some flammable gases in a water bottle and see what happens. Backyard scientist Joey McLaughlin filled bottles with C2H2 gas, or acetylene. As you can see, he's wearing super protective open-toed sandals. Just like a JPL. Every science experiment, be it mad or sane, has a plan, or so we'd like to think. These backyard scientists are in the woods, and for a good reason. They're mixing rubbing alcohol and chlorine.
Hey, well, I'm filming now. And we're about to pour rubbing alcohol inside the bottle.
Taking no regard of anyone's safety. And then, of course, a moment of confusion leads to...
No, not that way. That way, that way.
Good thing no one was hurt, and a good example of what not to do. Attention America, don't be like these kids. All right, we could keep blowing stuff up all day, but where's the fun in that? Our next lesson is straight out of NASA. Scientists mixed up chemicals to invent a crazy substance called ferrofluid. It's part iron and part fluid, and all rad. Basically, it's tiny iron particles covered with a liquid coating, but put it near a magnetic field, and it morphs into some crazy shapes. Ferrofluids are colloids, kind of like orange juice or ketchup, which are materials with properties of more than one state of matter. In this case, the two states of matter are the solid metal and the liquid it's in. It's probably impossible to think of all the different combinations you can make in ChemLab. Trust me, I've tried. 1,432,658 and counting. I have a lot of free time. I'm lonely. The next experiment is number 472. These Polish chemistry students made fire in a cup that looks like a tornado, and this is how it's done. First, they poured ethanol into a cup and lit it on fire, then kept spinning it while in a metal mesh wire tube. Just as the rapidly circling winds of a tornado create its scary spiral shape, this rotation created the upward flow of fire. And word to the wise, if you ever do see a tornado made out of fire, run. Run for your life. Summer picnics. You know, it's all about the barbecues, the water gun fights, and of course, getting the family together to blow up liquid nitrogen.
This is the best idea ever. What could possibly go wrong?
This guy is Matt McCluskey, a physics professor at Washington State University. He's taking liquid nitrogen, a plastic bottle, and a watermelon, and letting the good times roll.
Come on.
Oh my God, that's...
This teacher right here drops a boatload of liquid nitrogen into warm water. It gets vaporized instantly, and then the gas expands and causes that huge explosion.
Oh yeah.
Okay, it's best that we stay outside for this next experiment to see what happens when more chemicals collide. That teacher's running away, and for good reason. He just dropped a huge amount of sodium into a trash can filled with water. Sodium is so reactive that it rips apart the H2O. The sodium grabs the O part and the oxygen and lets loose a bunch of hydrogen. The other product of the reaction is lots and lots of heat. And as you can see, hydrogen and heat definitely don't mix. Here's something a little more tame. These organic chem students are staying late for a little chemistry after hours.
1, 2, 3.
This reaction is called elephant toothpaste. And if you're the type who takes things too literally, no, it's not for elephants. It's only called that because of its appearance. It's a combination of hydrogen peroxide, potassium iodide, and dish soap. The peroxide breaks down into water, which combines with the soap to create foam and releases oxygen, which surges out and makes the foamy concoction erupt all over the table. All right, now here's how you can make the home version of the elephant toothpaste. First, don't forget to grab your gloves and goggles and supplies, because don't come crying to me when you get hurt. It's not the Joe Genius's responsibility. Now, first you're gonna pour a half cup of hydrogen peroxide into your bottle. Use the funnels to avoid splashing. Gonna pour that in there. Watch this, make sure this doesn't hit your skin, as this is not the kind of hydrogen peroxide you can get at a store. You have to get it from a beauty supply place, because it has a lot more oomph to it. Now, next we're gonna get our food coloring. I chose blue because I'm sad. And we're gonna put about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 drops in there. Then we're gonna get some everyday dish soap, about 1 tablespoon's worth. All right, not that much. Now make sure you just kind of swish it around, make sure it all mixes together. So it combines there. Now we're gonna take 3 tablespoons of warm water. 1, 2, and another number, and just 1 more just because I didn't fill these up the whole way. All right, we're gonna take that, and then 1 tablespoon's worth of dry yeast. So we're gonna pour that in here, and then mix it together for about 30 seconds. You wanna make sure there's no lumps in it. You wanna make it nice and smooth. And we're gonna take this, get our funnel again, and then when you pour this in, just stand back. There it goes, some blue elephant toothpaste. It smells pretty good too. I guess that's the dish soap. And there you go, your own homemade magic potion. Back to you, Jonah. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsor, Squarespace. You know, Squarespace is a publishing system for anyone looking to build a blog, portfolio, or any kind of website. Squarespace offers a uniquely flexible tool for just about anyone with no coding experience required. You can build high-end, complex websites that have the same functionality that you'd find on some of the highest trafficked pages on the web. Squarespace's newly launched site importer tool makes things so easy to move over the content from your old blog. The new tool supports WordPress, Blogger, Typepad, and movable type imports. It migrates posts, comments, tags, authors, all media. It even preserves SEO efforts. Come on! When signing up at squarespace.com, make sure to use the code GENIUS to support the show and show that you truly are a Joe Genius. All right, guys, it's now time to give out the coveted Joe Genius Award. After careful deliberation of these ultra-scientific clips, we give the Joe Genius Award to, drumroll please, the amazing mystery liquid. Ah, it's so cool to see how different chemical reactions can change color like that. Nice work, guys. So there you have it, some prime examples of what chemistry can do. Change color, change shape, or just blow things up real good. That'll do it for this episode of Joe Genius, the show where backyard science finally gets drafted out of the farm leagues. I'm Jonah Ray, saying that if you put your money on science, you'll always have enough to buy yourself some of those super protective open-toed sandals. See you guys later. Joe Genius is brought to you in part by the National Science Foundation.